Take a look at the Riverside Transit Hub. On paper, it is a masterclass in project management. The construction is under budget, ahead of schedule, and hitting every technical requirement. It satisfies the classic iron triangle of time, cost, and scope flawlessly. But down at street level, the reality is entirely different. Heavy machinery has permanently barricaded local shops, choking off all foot traffic. Diesel exhaust hangs heavily in the air, and construction crews are pushed to the absolute brink of physical exhaustion to maintain those aggressive deadlines. Uncovering and addressing these blind spots requires two distinct layers of leadership. A sustainability leader establishes the organizational compass, driving ethical decision-making from the top. On the ground, the sustainable project manager takes those principles and actively executes the project, ensuring daily operations respect the surrounding living systems. This grid is the P5 ontology. It is the diagnostic tool these leaders use to map out a project's actual footprint across 5 critical dimensions: people, planet, prosperity, process, and product. Hitting schedule and budget targets is an illusion of success if the project actively masks severe harm to the surrounding community and local ecosystem. This horizontal diagram shows how the P5 framework breaks down an initiative from the broad project layer down to specific impact elements. The product perspective measures the hub's lifespan and maintenance resources. The process perspective evaluates construction efficiency, management effectiveness, and overall fairness. Categorizing these granular impacts provides a highly detailed, comprehensive map. But plotting data points is useless without a rigid mathematical system in place to evaluate their actual severity. That evaluation happens through a P5 impact analysis. It scores every single element on a strict 1 to 5 scale. A score 5 represents a net positive enhancement, where the project actively improves a system, while a score of 1 indicates severe degradation. This bar chart displays the Riverside Hub's initial scores. The project secured a highly positive 4.0 in prosperity because of the economic value it creates, and a moderate 3.2 in planet regarding its post-project emissions. Mathematically, this averages out to a completely acceptable 3.6 baseline overall, but an average is easily manipulated. Very deep inside the people category is a score of 1. The severe loss of local business access is devastating the immediate neighborhood, and that failure is being artificially propped up by the high economic prosperity score. This is where ethical leadership is applied. A true sustainability leader refuses to accept the safety of a high average and steps in to halt the project celebration, forcing the team to confront the raw data. They invoke the no masking rule. This mandates that a severe negative impact cannot be hidden behind positive scores in other categories. The rule forcibly caps the project's overall score at a hard limit of 3.0, isolating the failure until it is resolved. Ethical governance dictates that averages cannot be used as an alibi. A project is only as successful as its most severe unmitigated harm. Exposing that unmitigated harm forces a hard pivot in strategy. The project team stops trying to merely minimize their construction damage and begins actively seeking ways to restore the local ecosystem. They apply regenerative design. This practice deliberately aligns project choices with global biodiversity goals, aiming to guarantee net positive outcomes for living systems. At the site level, this means redesigning the heavy logistics routes to completely bypass the barricaded local shops. It also means installing permanent green noise buffering zones directly into the hub's perimeter to continuously filter out diesel air pollution. True sustainability requires utilizing project design to actively improve a system's capacity for the future. A P5 impact analysis is highly effective at diagnosing these issues, but it remains a theoretical tool. To ensure execution, those findings must be codified into a strict sustainability management plan, or SMP. This chart shows how the severe people impact is aggressively managed. The SMP translates the failing score into a defined action pathway, assigning specific action owners who are now personally accountable for physically rerouting the diesel trucks and building new pedestrian walkways. To provide hard evidence of compliance, the team implements rigorous daily access logs and installs continuous air quality sensors that feed real-time metrics back to the managers. The plan also defines a rigid escalation protocol. If those environmental or community thresholds are breached, construction operations must immediately halt. Ethical leadership and meticulous project management have taken abstract environmental goals and embedded them directly into the project's core governance. A theoretical impact analysis is a meaningless report until its hidden harms are converted into managed, assigned, and legally enforceable